Wow. I can't believe you still live in this raggedy ass house. You could have at least invested in it. Or yourself. But nonetheless, I've come to talk about our daughters. Angie found the letter that Robert had written you, and she found it in the suitcase. Yes, suitcase. She decided to do some searching on her own, and she came across Aaron on social media. They've been in communication and hanging out ever since.
Really? I didn't know that. I mean, it explains why Aaron asked me if Robert had any other kids, and I just told her no.
Mm. The reason I'm here is I want you to keep your daughter away from mine.
Well, well, well. And so that was a quick little snippet I wanted to share with you guys of a
Now I
film,
cannot hear you.
of on our next guest. And so we having some technical difficulties. So I want to make sure that we all are able to hear each other. So just type in the chat if you're able to hear me, and then I'm gonna make sure. But that was just to make sure that you're aware of the clip that you just saw was of Woman to Woman. That is a film that is one of the most popular films on Tubi by our next guest. Please make sure you check it out, Woman to Woman, starring Krista Monique, and shout out to her and all the other cast members of that movie. And so I'm so looking forward to having a conversation with this next guest. So I had to make sure that I put on my bra so I can present to you and introduce to others award-winning director, writer, producer, Miss Tonja The Shoelady Ayers. Here we go. Yes, and so Miss Ayers, can you hear me? You still can hear me?
I can't hear you.
All right, so Miss Ayers, what I need for you to do is go out and come back in. Go out and come. Yes, there we go. So yeah, so she hopefully that will work. But I'm really looking forward to having a conversation with her. She has so many great projects already on Tubi. So please make sure you watch her work on Tubi, and she has some upcoming films. She just had one coming out recently, and she's also in the process of filming now her next film. So we are definitely going to get more into that. So let's see if Miss Ayers is good on her end. Are you good, Miss Ayers?
Yep, I can hear you now.
All right, Miss Ayers in the building. There, yes, yes. So good. I'm glad you're able to have the audio together. So thank
Yep.
you so much for being here. Like I said before, it is an honor and a privilege. I am humbled. You being here. Thank you so much for the people that are coming from the bushes, or whether they're going to catch the replay later on, or they're on our live on real time. Shout out to Lady Sparkles in the building, and also Tukes. Shout out to him. Thank you so much for being here in the building. And so, Miss Ayers, I always like to start in the beginning, and please pardon the echo. I'm hearing echo on my end. I don't know if anybody on the outside looking in is able to hear the echo, but I'm
I
able
don't
to
hear
hear
him.
it. Oh, you don't hear it?
No.
Okay, yeah, it's maybe it's just me. But also please pardon Miss Ayers. Hopefully I'm gonna go a little bit easy on her because she's a bit ill. She's a bit ill, she's under the weather, but she still decided to sit with me. So I want to make sure that I get as much from her as possible. Oh, you're good. Oh, I'm good. Thank you, Tooks. Thank you. Um, so I do appreciate her being here. And she's filming right now. Like she's working on a project as we speak. Can you give us a glimpse of what your set, please, Miss Ayers?
Well, actually, I'm tucked away in a set. So it's 12 of us. We own a studio called the Collective Studio.
Okay.
So 12 filmmakers came together to create studio space.
Nice.
This is our fake hotel room. Um, Across the hall from me is the police station, the police interrogation room, There's a hospital room. There's an airplane set.
What? Oh,
We
you
have
got
a
your
jail. We have a
oh,
church. I just made a fake cigar bar for the movie we just wrapped.
wow.
So just depending on the space and if we have it and what we need, I'm able to create through set
Yes.
actual
Yeah, that
location.
makes sense. Yes, that
Mhm.
makes absolute sense. Like you have the whole little Tyler Perry Studios going on right there.
Yes, a
That's
mini
exactly what it is.
version.
Yeah, that's it. Mini version. That's exactly what it is. So congratulations on that, Miss Ayers.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. So I like to start from the beginning, Miss Ayers. I love to hear your childhood stories, your humble beginnings, where you were raised. Are you from Detroit?
I was born in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, but I
Oh,
was there for a very short amount of time. I've spent most of my life in Detroit. I mean, from Detroit, Michigan.
okay.
I attended schools, in Detroit, and just a Detroit girl.
Detroit, but yeah. So you Detroit through and through. So I get it.
Yeah.
So let me just start there because I like to start like I said from the beginning. Because this little girl from Tuscaloosa, about you said Tuscaloosa,
Alabama.
and then you went and then you moved and you were raised in Detroit. And so I want to know what your family life was like. Was it a two-parent household, single-parent
Yes.
household, sisters,
Yep.
brothers,
Two
cousins?
parent household. Both my
Mm,
parents are from out from Tuscaloosa.
they're both okay.
Yeah. And so raised west side of Detroit. My dad owned a bar, so he was an entrepreneur, and he also had worked for an insurance company. My mother worked for the Internal Revenue Service for 30 something years. And so,
Oh, really?
yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. And the
Oh,
funny story behind that is she took a friend to take the test and decided to take the test as well for the job. And she was hired and the friend wasn't. And
oh, you
she's been there ever since.
wow, that is crazy. That sounds like, you know what? That sounds like how it happens sometimes when you audition for roles where you bring somebody along and they end up getting the part. So that's so
Mhm.
weird how that parallels, right? Yeah,
Right.
all right, that's great. So you grew up now was it like humble beginnings? Did you have like a more privileged upbringing? Or did you have to ration the food out? Did you have bunk beds? Or did you
No,
have pallets on the floor?
I was spoiled. I
You were
had a
spoiled?
Louis Vuitton bag in the fourth
Oh,
grade.
4th grade?
The teacher
Oh,
took it from me
why?
because she thought
Is it
I
too
had taken
expensive?
it. That I took it from my mom, and like that she didn't know that I had it.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, wow. He's like, "Wait a minute, where you get this bag from?" Oh,
Right.
were you the only
And I
child, Miss
attended
Ayers?
private school, so she really was like, no, you
Are you the
can't
only
go.
child, Miss Ayers?
No, I have a brother. I had a brother. My brother passed away a few years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. You said a few years
Thank
ago,
you.
you said?
Hmm.
And, was he old? You see he was the older?
I was the oldest.
Okay.
I was
And
the
so what was that like for you? Like, were you the protector? Like, were you protected? Because I know my mom was the protector
Yes.
of my uncle. She was like the mom because it was an 8-year difference. So
Mm,
so she was like the mom figure. And then back in the day, an 8-year-old or 10-year-old could go to the park, by
yes.
themselves. And
Yeah.
so she would have them in the stroller and and really look after her little brother. And she does
Yeah.
it to this day.
And I did, and it's funny, and then it became a point when he became bigger than me. So by the time he was 12 or
Uh,
13, now,
right.
and so many people, even to this day, think he's the oldest because he was so protective of me. And then
Right.
he was a big brother. I remember I sent him somewhere to pick up something from me, and I'm like, my little brother's gonna come and get it for me. And then the lady called me back. She's like, "Ma'am, don't you ever call that man little brother ever again, because he's
Yeah, so
six
surpassed you.
something." Yeah, yeah. She's like, "Wait a minute, that's a grown man." I said, "I'm sorry, but
Mm,
yeah, it was just the two of us, and again, spoiled. We
yeah.
were spoiled.
Yeah,
I can't lie. Now around here, because it's pretty much male dominated, they call me spoiled all the time. So I would not admit that to them.
yeah. I mean,
And
there's a difference though. Let me ask you this, Miss Sayers, before you make that point, because there's a difference between being spoiled and just having the finer things of life. I mean, sometimes not
mhm,
everyone has to be born into the rut of it all, or not everyone has to be born in the ghetto type of environment. Not
Mhm.
everyone has to be born, or brought up in a certain way. There's some people that actually were, brought up with the Louis Vuitton bags and, have, the finer things in life, and just enjoy nice things. They earned it.
Mhm.
So is there a difference between being spoiled or just
Well, I say blessed. I don't like the
okay?
word spoiled because one,
Yeah.
two, I was always the type to share. Our house was a house where kids knew they could come and eat, they could come in and, be safe. I remember when my dad passed, it was so many different guys from the neighborhood just telling me so many different stories. Or your father paid for me to play little league, or my dad was big with sports. Graduated from Jackson State University, but he went on a football scholarship. But so he was really big with just helping, the community and stuff. And so it was that as a kid, I kind of hated it because why are all these people here?
Mm.
I didn't want to share my parents. And then,
Aw.
in retrospect, it was people that needed it, So, eh, at that time, I didn't get it.
Oh,
But
you
as
was
I
territorial. Aw,
yeah, but then as I
yeah.
became an adult, it was different. But yeah, they've always been very kind and very giving and not selfish.
Great.
And they instilled
Okay.
that into us. So
Good.
the same
Yes.
way.
Okay. Yes, I was going to ask you, whether they kept you grounded. So as long as you was able to
Yeah,
not only, enjoy nice things and be able to, you know, enjoy the fruits of your parents' labor, but you were, you still understood the humble realities of certain families, certain
exactly.
people. So you had the best of both
Exactly.
worlds. So that's great. So let me ask you this: growing up, and we're gonna get into it more because this is so key when it comes to childhood and when it comes to being in the school setting to where they might resent you for
Hmm.
having certain things that they didn't get to have, So I
Hmm.
wonder if that was that the case with you and your brother where these kids were like, "Oh, you think you all that," or you think you better than me, or that better than I, you know.
Hmm. I received that some, but my main thing, I was younger, I had really long hair. So that was what I got bullied about. I
Oh,
remember
really?
two girls trying to cut my hair. I think they thought I was a punk because I was always reading the book, but they found out.
Oh, they effed around and found out.
They found out, and and after that, I really didn't have any problems, and so maybe that's what I needed, to
Yeah, you
show
did
show that little
exactly.
show the little street side. It was like, oh, she really is from 6 Mile. Like, yeah, let me show you.
Right. You better let them know, Miss Ayers. Shoot.
Hey, sometimes you have to let people know, and
Yeah.
that's kind of what it was. Though I was a reader, though I loved to read, so I wasn't
Mhm.
a TV person, a television person. I would sit on the front porch with a book. Like that was just kind of what I was known for. And going to private school and not going to school with girls in the neighborhood, they treated me differently. So it wasn't me, it was them because everybody else went to school together. I didn't
Mm.
go to school with them. And
Oh,
so
okay.
with my brother and his friends, so it was always guys at our house. So I had more male friends than I did female friends. Or if a young lady did approach me, it's because a guy was like, you should meet her. Like, she's really nice. She's really cool, that whole type of thing. And then that's really where the introduction came. And then when I started selling shoes, opened my shoe store, I think that's when I really started getting a lot of female friends and associates and things. Was more so
Oh,
at that point,
okay.
early
Oh,
20s.
okay. So shoes was a common factor, but we won't go,
Hmm.
definitely gonna dive into that part because I want to know where the shoe lady thing came from. But yeah, so bookmark that because I want to make sure I want to establish a timeline. Always try to be as chronological as possible. I know that we're gonna always go back and forth. So I get it. Don't worry about that. I get it. But I want to make sure that I get the chronological thing, as much as I can. So
Hmm.
but we definitely gonna get into that shoe part. Because I mean, of course we'll get together over shoes. I mean, that's of course.
Right.
Of course. I mean, but I'm gonna still keep talking on Miss Ayers, but I gotta plug in my ring light. But I'm still here. I'm just gonna put
Okay.
myself on camera real quick. But what are some of the other things? So you said you enjoy reading, but so what are some of the other things you enjoy doing during your childhood? What's some of the other things you like to do?
Childhood. that was really it. I was a crafter, so I crocheted, I knitted,
Oh, you sound like my
that
mother.
type of thing. But to me, I was excited to read. Like I would read encyclopedias. Like I just
Really? What was the where that fascination come from, Miss Ayers?
I have no idea.
Really?
I just I don't know. It's just something about a book. Because if you pick up a book, you can go anywhere. You
You
can
just your
travel
imagination.
anywhere, and with a book, you can see new things. You can learn new things. And I've always been stimulated by learning, by knowledge, like learning new things, new stuff.
Yeah, because that's very rare for a child, because this you as a child that likes
Hmm
to learn and likes books. Yeah, that's very rare for
I
a child.
really just stopped reading probably in the last 5 to 7 years, and more so my sight and getting old.
Mm.
And I just been busy with productions and stuff. But just recently, I gave my niece my Kindle, and she called me. She's like, "Auntie, you have 4,000 books on your Kindle," and I'm like, "Just pick one to read." Like,
Right? I mean, it's so wow, that's amazing though, 4,000. I think you and my mom is neck and neck when it comes to the reading, and then you said the
mhm,
knitting. And just a quick story about the crocheting part, because my mom used to love to crochet when she was younger, and she
mhm.
told me a story about how she went to the hospital to see my grandmother, visit my grandmother, and she met Billy D. Williams at the hospital because his sister was there, and his sister was like she liked what my mom was crocheting, and she was like, "Oh, Billy, look at this. Look at this is really nice." And she's like, "Oh yeah, that is nice." So yeah, that's how she met Billy T. Williams.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So you mentioned the crocheting that took me there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's cool though. So that because I think that I think that's where you get your creative juices flowing because you operate on the left side of your brain. You know,
Mhm.
with all that you said, right? All that you enjoy. So
Right.
now growing up in the household, what are some of the memories or some of the things I did together as a family?
We traveled quite a bit. Corporate was a little different then. Like with my dad, when they had trips and things, the company paid for the family to travel.
Nice, nice.
So we traveled a lot with him, like a few times a year, different trips where, most companies now they're just sending the person and they're just going. Like nobody's sending a wife and kids. So it was a little different, with that. And then going back and forth to Alabama, I just have so many fond memories there. My mother ended up moving, staying in Alabama. So I was just there December. I stayed a month.
Okay.
And that's kind of where I finish up things. I don't know what it is. It's something about when I go there and I'm with her, I get stuff done. So I literally finished 5 scripts that I had started and stopped while I was there. And we just filmed one of them, and then I think the eighth we start filming
Oh,
the
you start
second
okay.
out of the five. Yeah.
All right. So now let me ask you, Miss Ayers. So now we're gonna go into the meat and potatoes of the elementary and junior high school of it all, because like I always tell my guests that we don't always clock into the elementary and junior high school because we don't realize how pivotal those times are in our impressionable lives. So I really am looking forward to hearing the elementary and junior high school experience. I mean, you touched on it real briefly, but I want to dive more into your interactions with the other students, with the Louis Vuitton bag um and your academics and your interaction with the teachers. Did you were you joining any groups or clubs, or like what was that experience like between elementary, junior high school, the self-discovery that you had and you meeting boys or just interacting with the other children? Like just can you give us some of that?
So I didn't attend a traditional junior high school. My school went
What
from
about elementary?
first grade to eighth. So, and that again was a private Catholic school. And my graduating class had 11 people in it. So the classes were really small because they really focused on one, far as education wise. I was always like on the honor roll, different lists and clubs and things. So I always did really well in school. And oftentimes I didn't feel challenged in school. But
Got
I
you.
think it was because I was so well read. So my Senior year of high school, there was no math class for me. So they made like a class and I just sat with this teacher in a room. And I remember called it analysis or something like that. So with that, I just, felt a little isolated because you know what, to be in class with
Mhm.
everybody else, But again, with it being private school and we wore uniforms, so we had
Okay.
days where we had like free dress day where you could like wear your own clothes or whatever, but it wasn't
Okay.
the kind of thing where in public school with kids are picked and teased about because we all look the same,
And I
so
like that.
yeah, so that was the and it was easier to me. You knew what you're gonna wear to school. I didn't have to try to figure out what to wear
Yeah.
when it
Yeah.
was gonna wear. Now, senior year of high school, though,
No,
we did not
not
have
yet. I'm sorry, Miss Ayers, not yet.
don't go to senior
No, 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 not yet.
year.
'Cause yeah, we still in junior high. We still,
I don't
when the
even
uniform.
remember junior
You don't remember
because
junior
I
high?
didn't really have a junior. Like everybody else went to
Oh,
that school in
okay,
the
kind of
middle.
merge.
Yeah, I didn't have a middle
Oh,
school.
okay.
So we went from Um, what did I go there? I went there. So I started out in public school. I went to private school fourth grade. So fourth through eighth was the same school. And then I went to high school. And I remember I said it was only 11 people in the class. So I do remember that. Because when I found out how big the public school classes were, I was like, wow, because I didn't know. I didn't have anything to compare it to. So I thought that was normal.
Oh, okay, I got you. So let me ask you this. How would like you mentioned that you didn't feel challenged enough at times with the curriculum. Did you tell anyone? Did you tell any of the teachers or anything, or you just kind of, just went along to get along, for the sake of, the children around you and other students, like did you mention it?
I probably just went along. I'm 58. I don't remember. I
Like, well, how am I supposed to know? I'm like,
don't remember. But I've always been a vocal kid. So I wasn't the type where I'm not going to speak up. And I was the type to speak up for others. Like,
oh, you were okay.
yeah, like
And in what
you're
way?
not
Like
going
in
to bully anybody
speak
or
up. Okay,
anything
got
like
you.
that. Like I wasn't that. I mean, you couldn't do that around me. We didn't have that.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
noticed though in private school, I didn't see that, but I did see it when I was in public school.
Public school. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, so since you want to get into high school so bad, Miss Ayers, let's get since you want to go there so bad,
I
you
barely
know.
remember that.
Yeah, I know you remember that. Yeah, but thank you for sharing what you were able to recollect. So that's fine enough. 'Cause I get
Mhm.
it. I get where you're coming from there. But I because I asked that for a reason, Miss Ayers. It's not something that I just do out of,
Mhm.
on a whim. There's a reason why, because I understand that, as you advance in age that you're not gonna remember certain parts of elementary, junior high school, but
No, because
whatever
I
you
know
yeah,
some people that
yeah,
remember everything. And I look at them,
yeah,
I
yes, and I'm
remember
here.
you had
Yes.
on the green shirt. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
own a green shirt. Like I didn't
I'm like, okay, well, hey, if you say it, then I'll take your word for it,
Right,
you know.
right.
But I asked her for a reason, Miss Ayers, because like I said before, that a lot of times we focus and we start at high school, and when it comes to self
Mhm.
discovery and having most certain pivotal moments, but we kind of gloss over the idea of elementary and junior high school because we just think, oh, it's rite of passage. It's something that we have to do as a part of life. We have to. That's part of an
Mhm.
educational process, but it's so much more than that.
Mhm.
It's so much more than just an educational journey. It's so much more within because a lot of times when you're in that space in elementary, junior high school, you don't really have people to confide in or certain people
Mhm.
that you can really talk to and you're kind of learning things on your own. You know,
Right.
even people at that age learn, they learn about sex at that time. They
Mhm.
learn how to put on, they know how to put on sanitary products. They learn about
I
the
was just getting
hormones. They
ready to
learn
say
about
that. I
yeah, so it's
remember
so much
eighth
they learn about that
grade.
before high school.
But now that you mentioned that eighth grade was a young lady who had started her cycle and she's in the bathroom crying. And the teacher sent me to
Mm,
check on her because it was taking her so long.
Yeah.
And her parents had never had a discussion with her. She
Mhm.
really thought she was in there bleeding to death.
Mm.
And I thought, like, wow, that's crazy. So, like, my mom was kind of like a mom to a lot of my friends. It was things that they didn't discuss or couldn't discuss. I would tell her, and then, she would talk to them. But I just thought it was so odd, because why aren't parents having these discussions, with their daughters, especially about their bodies, and the changes of their bodies. So you're exactly right. Not only to have anybody to talk to for as peers, but because it's a very private thing, but some aren't even having these discussions at home. And that's
Mhm.
scary.
Yeah, it is. It really is because we had to. I know I had to acquire certain things on my own. I mean, we knew about it. I mean, I was aware because I had no choice but to be. You're around. You're surrounded by certain things, so you're watching. You're
Mhm.
aware. You're listening. Because I was always in grown. I was around grown folks' conversations. I was always surrounded by stuff. So I kind of learned certain things just by, an acquiring mind. And
Mhm.
so that's why I always ask about, that's one of the reasons why I ask about the elementary, junior high school phase. All
Mhm.
right. So, and because it kind of gears us towards transitioning and it prepares us or supposed to prepare us for high school. And a lot of times it's not, there's a real preparation for a lot of us. But, so how was your process, when it come to high school? Like, what was your experience like?
It was pretty smooth because my entire graduating class from the 8th grade went to high school with me.
Got it.
And then
Okay,
it
nice.
integrated with some new people. So now we're at maybe 20 something kids a class, which still wasn't a lot compared to other schools. So the private high school near my house was called it's still open. It's called Mumford High School. And I begged my parents, like, I want to go to public school, like my friends in the neighborhood. And so they finally was like, okay, you can go. Day one, I'm in the school. The kids are cursing. They're cursing at the teachers. They were yelling. A girl just walks
Oh,
up,
wow, really?
slaps another girl. And I remember going
Mm.
home, sitting in my room in tears because I did not want to go back there. Now, my school had already started the week before. And so my dad come in my room and was like, how was your first day? And I just started crying. And he's like, yeah, I
Oh.
knew you wouldn't make it. And he tossed my homeroom packet on the bed. He had already registered me in the other school because he knew I couldn't hang in that school. Because one, and I'd like to learn. So we're in class and they're yelling. I can't hear the teacher. They're arguing back and forth. I was like, yeah,
Mm.
this isn't for me.
Yeah, oh, okay. Oh, wow, okay. So were you having that experience, and so but, aside from that, I mean, okay, okay, 2 questions, 2-part. How did you, navigate through that? Because I know you're saying that you was a spokesperson against bullying and violence from the start. So how did you navigate through that? And um, how would you able to excel in spite of that?
Well, I was only there a day.
Oh,
So
oh, oh.
I didn't have to deal with it because he
Oh, okay,
knew.
okay.
You're right, but
Wow.
he was already pre-prepared to register me back, in the other school. So I went back, no, to private school. But what I did notice, though, the difference curriculum wise, we were taught things to prepare us to go to college, where the public school prepared people for real life, for
Right,
work.
right.
So they had home economics. They
Yes.
knew how to balance. They were taught.
Job
My
exec.
friend was
Mhm.
teaching right. We didn't have driver's in my
Yeah, I
school.
didn't I didn't have yeah.
Right, we had to go to public
Mm.
school to get it or pay for it. But just balancing a checkbook, scrambling an egg. Because I remember learning, like, you're cooking in school. Like, wow.
Mm.
People were able to go from things that they had in school and pick up a trade. In Detroit, we had an automotive field, so they're learning different
Right,
things. They could
yes,
go work
yes.
for Chrysler, Ford, and those type of things. And we didn't have that, so I felt like I was lacking things because of that. So I had this one friend, her name was Lisa, and I would kind of shadow her assignments, her classes. I'm like, what are you doing? Okay, well, what are you learning? Like, give me your book. Let me read your homework. just so that I could kind of introduce myself to the things that
Oh,
I wasn't receiving at my school.
oh, wow. And what was that like for you? To be able to, you have to kind of fill in the blanks somehow. Like,
I don't think I realized what it was in that moment.
right.
It's
Would
like
you,
as I
right.
became an adult and I'm telling people, or people are saying like, "Oh, I didn't learn this. Oh, I learned that." And then it's a weird thing because it's one of those things. If you have something, you want what you don't have. So when I would talk to my public school friends, they're wanting to go to private school. When I'm talking to my private school friends, they're
Mhm.
wanting to go to public school. So it's just different things. But I do feel like with the curriculum that we had where I went, it didn't really prepare us for life if you did not go to college.
Mm. So you had to go. Oh, you felt like you had to go.
Yeah, I feel like
Mm.
that because you didn't know anything else. You just
Yeah, yeah,
like, what would you do? You
yeah. And that's the thing,
they were
that
graduating with certificates and associate type degrees, or things where they could graduate and go and get a job and
right.
had experience with their graduating. We just had good grades.
Yeah, just like the academia. Yeah,
Mhm.
okay, yes. And that's the thing that's so missing nowadays, Miss Ayers. I mean, I just know that in high school, all we were told was, okay, you go high school straight to college. That was it.
Mhm.
I mean, we had the co-op that no, what we call the co-op, where 1 week you in school and then you go to work the next week. I mean, I worked part time, during high school. I worked part time for a couple of hours, but you really didn't really get into the trade schools or community colleges because that was frowned
Mhm.
upon.
Mhm.
That was frowned upon. It was like, no, you have to go to a real college. They call it a real school. You have to go to a
Right.
real college, get a real education. Like, not everyone is able, and I'm not knocking and if you any type of continuing education you decide to pursue, I will not knock it at all because I got a bachelor's degree. I went to college. So, but I just feel like if I could do things all over again, when I told my son, it's like explore all your other options. If you're able to put your foot in the door and you feel like college is not the lane for you, just go to a trade school and get to right into the nitty-gritty or what it is that you really want to do. But you have to know for certain that's what you really want to do.
Right.
So, but I'm just, because like I said before, there was no options, before,
Right.
not when I was, attending. Um, but yeah, but go back to your experience. So once you got out of high school, did you go straight to college?
Yes.
You did straight, and then where did you go?
Grand Valley State University.
Okay. Miss Ayers, I forgot to ask you, what high school did you go to? I'm sorry, what's the name of your high school? Uh,
Benedictine.
and you said that the college was Grand Valley.
Yeah, it's in Michigan, Grand Valley
Okay,
State
Grand
University.
Valley State.
Well, no,
And
now it's a university. It
oh,
was just,
okay.
I think, Grand Valley State College at that time, but now it's expanded. But when I went, it was probably 10 black people there. If you saw a little black speck across campus, you like throw your hand up, wave, because it wasn't that many of us.
Oh, he said, "Throw your hand up, wait."
Yes, they're like, hi.
I'm like, okay, there go one.
Right.
That's funny. Did you stay on campus or was you off campus?
Yeah, I was on campus. Well, they didn't
And
allow freshmen to live off
really?
campus.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, live off campus. Okay.
Yeah, you had to live on campus if you were a freshman. You couldn't have a car. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. Well, yeah, I know you under the weather, so yes, Miss
It's that
Ayers.
post nasal drip.
Yeah,
And the weather in Detroit is so crazy. It literally was like 60, 70 degrees 2 days ago, and then it's 40 today.
yeah. I've heard about those that up and down weather. It is ridiculous. It's like bipolar.
Oh my gosh. I just like want summer to hurry up and come.
Me too. Me too. Yeah, you're not alone on that one. Yeah. So your experience, on campus. What did you study?
Business.
Okay. Well, any particular concentration?
My degrees are look
Mm,
business management and business administration. I
Business
think that's
management, business.
it.
And what were you looking to like at that time when you were in college? what were you looking to do with that? With the
I
education, that
didn't have a
background.
clue.
You didn't have it. You didn't know. Okay.
I didn't
Okay.
have a clue.
So okay,
Um,
that's why I asked. Like at that time, yeah.
as a kid, I always thought I wanted to be a nurse.
Oh,
And
oh.
at my high school, you had to do community service. And I was a candy striper at a hospital. I don't even know if they still
Oh,
have candy
yeah, I
stripers.
don't know. Yeah, that's. I wonder if they do.
And
Yeah.
they gave me this tray with a pint of blood on it to take somewhere. And girl, I fainted. And I was like, yeah,
That's
I,
not.
I, I
That's not
can't.
for you.
Yeah, this is it. And so then they had to another assignment. You could adopt a grandparent. And
Mm,
I did that. There was an like apartment, a senior apartment near us, near the school. So you would spend so many hours a week with your adopted grandparent. And my first grandparent ended up being transferred somewhere else. And my second grandparent, who I really, really like, ended up passing away. And so
oh,
then that hurt my feelings. I didn't want to get attached to anybody else.
yeah, yeah.
Um, the other thing was a volunteer for this business office, and it was numbers. And I've always been a numbers person. I think I could probably count before I could read. Like my dad's degree
Mm,
was
I
mathematics.
wish.
So I just started that. And that was kind of how my life went. I was always in accounting, payroll, those type of things with employment until I opened my shoe store.
Got it. So now, all right. So business administration, business management. Locked in those degrees. And so, what did you do right after college graduation? What? Because you have to still once you got into a creative process, and before you became the shoe lady, you still had to pay bills. You had to you know make ends. So, what are some of the jobs that you had, like that you secured, in the in the
I
beginning of it all?
my first real job was a government job. I worked for a
Okay.
Navy recruiting office.
Mm.
So and then I was a what was I? Public relations, something. It was like the Gulf War, some war that was going on at that time. So I would assist with creating the press releases and the different
Oh wow.
information and stuff like that. And then from there, I did go to the Internal Revenue Service for a few years.
Right.
And
Yes.
they
Yeah.
transferred the accounting department to Texas. And from there, it was like a major shift for me because I worked at a methadone clinic.
Mm.
And I had
Interesting.
no idea what methadone was. I looked in
Mm.
the dictionary, there was no Google. And I realized I was going to be working with addicts. But in my mind, addicts look like the people that you see on television, the ones that
Yes.
sleep on the street and they're dirty
Right.
and they're this and they're that.
Mhm.
And then I get there and there were doctors and lawyers and nurses and teachers and probation officers
It
and
was still
police
functioning.
officers and
Mhm.
people who worked at the big three at the plants. Like and I just thought like this is sad, and but I was good at what I did far as number wise with balancing accounting and stuff. And so the guy that the doctor that owned it he started opening other clinics. And really methadone is a legal drug dealer because it's harder for the people to kick methadone than it is for them to kick heroin.
Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. Heroin is very addictive. Yeah.
So but they're able to function, they're not
Yes.
sick, they're able to
Yeah.
take care of the kids if they take the methadone. So it's like, okay, which one? What is it? But from there though, I've always been, I don't want to say a nice dresser, but I kind of was. Um
Yeah, because you
and,
had Louis
and
Vuitton, you
and
had Louis
shoes
Vuitton
were my
bags at
thing.
9 years old. So, yeah, you was a nice
But
nice
here's the
dresser.
thing, it was dress day and I had just got it. My dad just gave it to me. So I was wearing it for dress day. Like I probably didn't even touch it again for like 2 or 3 years after that. I think I was traumatized. And it's funny because I still have it.
Really?
But it's just that but with him like going to the bar, so during the day he's wearing his suits and stuff. Now that he's going to the bar and then it's colors, it's all these green shoes, blue shoes, actually. And so I remember my friends were like, your dad has so many different colors of shoes. Like I didn't realize most men just had black, blue, or brown. We've got burgundy over here, and then we've got eel skin, we've got ostrich. This is late 70s going into the 80s. So I've always thought like if my shoe was busy, it made my outfit. And I just kept getting compliments at work on my shoes. And I said, I wonder how can I do this? And I literally sat one day and looked at all my shoe boxes and wrote down all the brand names and called information. Remember, you had to call information into the
Yes,
phone number?
411. Yeah, yeah,
And I found a really nice lady that stayed on the phone with me and helped me find the numbers. And because you had to know the city and state, I
yeah,
didn't know any of that. And that's just kind of how it started. So I started selling shoes, selling at my job. And
yeah. Okay. Yes, yeah. 'Cause okay, I'm glad you segued into that because I wanted to know, like, how did the shoe lady, um, what was the origin of the shoe lady?
well, the name of my business was Secrets because I was sneaking. But every time I would go somewhere, I was with my ex, and he would always laugh because people would say, "Aren't you the shoe lady?" Because I went from selling at work to pulling up, popping my trunk to I had a friend that had a boutique, and we would go to New York, and I saw how in New
Yeah,
York
but
they
back
would
up a little
sell
bit.
stuff on the corners.
Yep, I'm sorry. Back up a little bit, Miss Ayers. Because you said I know you started selling shoe started at the job, but how did you come up with the idea? I don't know if I missed it or not. Or how did you even come up with the idea or even had
From
a
the
thought process?
compliments from my coworkers and
Okay.
people were like, "Oh, those are
Oh,
nice shoes. Or where'd you get those
okay.
shoes?" And I'm like, maybe I should sell shoes, and
Oh,
that's how it started.
and where did you get your inventory from?
The companies I researched and found, and then
Got it.
somewhere early 2000s, I found out about the trade shows. So then I started traveling to the World Shoe Association shows, and those were in Las Vegas in February and August. And then they combined with Magic. I don't know if you heard of the Magic show. So it's a big
Mhm.
trade show with all the clothes and shoes and stuff. So, and then still I would go back and forth to New York and try to find independent indie designers because they don't get the recognition. It's so
That's
expensive
true.
to
That's
exhibit
true.
at Magic. And it helped me because now I've got some exclusive stuff. So it's things that
Right.
other people don't have.
Smart. Yes. Yeah. And
And so
so yeah.
Shoe Lady
Oh,
was born in
yes.
2000. So here's the thing. 1999, remember they said the world is coming to an end?
Y2K. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So we were at a concert at the Fox Theater. It was the OJs, Levert, I forget who else. And I'm with my boyfriend at the time, and this lady walks up and she's like, "Hey, shoe lady," and hugs me. Then somebody else came by, like, "You're the lady that sells the shoes." I'm like, "Yeah." And
Mhm.
then this other person was like, "Aren't you the shoe lady?" So he looks at me. He said, "You should change your name to the shoe lady." I said, "It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of."
Oh.
Just as I said it, two women ran up to me, like bear hugging me, "Shoe lady," and grabbed me and hugged me. And we laughed about it. And so I became the shoe lady. So at that point, I had an actual building, but was more like my warehouse. But I was laid off. I was working for Detroit Public Schools doing payroll,
Mm, mm.
and they laid me off. And he said, "Why don't you fix your building up so that people can come in?" And he said, "I'll help you out. I'll pay your bills for a year." I'm like, "Yeah, right." But I've also been so de- independent. Like, I don't want to
Yes.
depend on anybody, you know?
Oh, okay. Of
Because you
course.
might
Of
change your
course.
mind, bro. You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean?
I understand, but you gotta, let the man lead at some point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But and that's what happened. It picked up from there. So, and the shoe was like in a neighborhood. It wasn't on a main drag. It wasn't in a boutique. And I was there for 13 years.
Wow,
And
amazing.
there's a lot of great memories. I met a lot of nice people, a lot of friendships and relationships that still exist today. And now they've gone from buying shoes, because then I became an author 2019, from buying books. Then I turned my first book into a play. So now you're buying play tickets. And now you're watching movies.
Yeah, so I said that time because I want to get back to when you said John, I want you to gloss over that book thing now. Well, that's a huge whatever accomplishments that you made. I want to revel in that a little bit more, Miss Ayers. That's why I stopped you just
Hmm.
now. So I want you to gloss over that, because these major accomplishments. I want to be able to marvel at that because I'm so proud of you. So now, yeah. So going back, you have the shoe thing lined up, and and that is great considering, you don't have the same resources we have now. So that is
Right.
commendable also. And so now, how did the book come about? What was the first book and what was the name of the first book? Why you laugh?
The name of the book is A Hoe Needs to Stay in a Hoe's Place.
Oh, the sideline whole story. Is that what it is about
It's called The Handbook
side
for
chick?
Hoes.
The
It's called
handbook.
The Handbook for Hoes. So
Oh, I gotta hear this one. Can you give us in the audience a bit of a synopsis, a little bit of cliff notes of what the whole was it the manual for
the
hoes?
hoes. So the book was supposed to be a joke, right? I worked for a lady, and I did payroll for her business while I had another job. Like I literally did her payroll like on the side. And we ended up like becoming friends. She was older, kind of like a big sister. And I just noticed the stuff these women would do trying to get her husband, and or to send her stuff or
What?
just horrible, horrible. And they failed to realize she was the breadwinner. So if you get him, you're not going to get anything that he has. And at this time, he was riding around in a
Wow, they was making bold moves like that towards her man.
yes, so bold.
Oh,
And
wow.
this one lady's name was Belinda. And Belinda came to the office one day, and I just happened to be there. And the receptionist asked, could I sit at the desk while she ran to the ladies' room? And I'm like, sure. So I sit there. Belinda comes in, and she's like, I need to see Althea. And I said, well, she's in a meeting. How can I help you? She's like, well, I need to let her know that Mo is cheating on us.
Us.
I said, what?
Wow.
And then she named the other woman's name and everything. And
Wow.
I was like, girl, come on, you got to go. So when I got up to put her out, I hit the intercom button. So when I pushed her out the door and turned the knob on the glass door, I said, oh, I wish a hoe would stay in a hoe's place.
Ah.
Not knowing it went through the whole building. I was like, oh, she's going to fire. I'm about to get fired.
Oh, you done did it.
Right. And so she came out of her office. She was like, come here. And I'm like, oh, because I really made good money. I made more money with her than I did my real job on the side because she had 4 different businesses. And
Wow.
she was like, thank you, for defending me, blah, blah, blah. And it just kind of became really cool after that. So fast forward years later, in between that time, I would joke because if you're the side piece, you know that this man is married. This is a decision that you've made.
Know your role, know your place.
Why are you harassing the
Yeah.
wife? Like
Right.
you knew what it was. So now that things don't go
Yes.
your way, this is what you want to do. So now, as years later, I've opened my shoe store, and different women would tell me different things. I don't know what it is about me. People just walk up to me and tell me their life
It's
story.
confiding you.
Complete strangers. And so this one young lady told me something she had did, and I like, sweetheart, that man is gonna hurt you. Like his wife is going to do something. Like that's not smart. And lo and behold, the next week her friend comes in. I'm like, oh, where's your girl? So I was with you. And she's like, oh boy, he stomped her. He this, he that. She's in the hospital. And I'm like,
Wow. Ooh, what?
she put a water hose in his front door while he was on vacation with his wife. She was mad because he didn't give her money for her hair and her nails. But what she said to me was, he put his family before me. And I said,
Oh, the nerve
sweetheart.
of him. Wow.
That's when I realized you can't stand your place if you don't know what it is. So
What?
I did this book that's supposed to be for 10 friends and some drinks and laugh. And I ended up receiving 500 books by mistake. The minimum book order was 50.
Oh, oh, you had
I
to
don't
tip of
know.
the finger.
I don't
How
know
they get her
how I got
500?
500 books, but I never missed the money. I would never get child support. I had a child support payment that came in, and the book went, so they washed each other. It was like 10-cent difference. You can't return books. So now I'm in my shoe store crying. What am I about to do with 500 books? I sell shoes. And
Oh
a barber
wow.
from next door came in because he would always come in when he saw UPS drop off something, buy something for his
So
wife.
the book was published. Okay, I'll go back a little bit, Miss Ayers. So the book was already published and everything.
Hmm.
How? Okay, because I spoke with Silk White. Shout out to Silk White, and he has his book Tears. One of his books, Tears of a Hustler, made it to a movie, and he was talking about how he was self published. So I just wanted to know your journey towards your publishing your book. So
Yep, I was
um,
self-published as well.
okay.
I found a small company that did a small run, and again, I messed up. But the book is 58 pages, is my opinion.
Mm-hmm,
There's a test in the book. It's 10 questions. So it's the HAT test. You know how you go to college, you take the
mm-hmm.
SAT? This is the whole aptitude test. So this test will let you know if you're his hoe or not. Because I realized people didn't know. All 10 questions are based on something that somebody told me in their shoe store. And I'm looking at them like, boo. The number one question is, do you know his name? And the girl told me some nickname. This was so crazy. She was pregnant by the guy and
Mm.
he died. And she went to the funeral home where his funeral was. Well, she doesn't know his real name. It's two bodies. So she had to go sit in one and then go down home and peek in the other one. And she's
Oh my
telling me this. She's telling me this and she's laughing about it. Oh, shoot, lady, I had to sit in the back. There's somebody moved. And I said, oop, that ain't him. So I got up and I went down the hall and I'm like, girl,
There's some holes in this
in this
house. There's some
house.
holes in this house. Oh
Baby,
my goodness.
they would have to
Uh,
beat that out of me. I'd have
and
never
you
seen
own,
a
and that was only
soul.
58 pages. That was only 58 pages.
The book is only 58
Oh
pages,
wow.
but it's all, again, it's all my opinion. I believe that men place you in one of four. You're either his bitch, his boo, his wife, or his hoe. And I give certain scenarios of my explanation of it. But the thing is, women didn't like my book. They was mad. But once that barber took it to the barber shop, it went
Yes,
the
yes.
equivalent of viral. I sold 498 books in 1 week out of a shoe store.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Men were pulling up.
Yes.
Then they were like,
Mm-hmm.
sign it to this girl and sign it. I'm like, no, no, no. I'm not signing it to anybody.
He said, "Hey, man,
So,
go get me in no trouble."
right. And then the following year, the Tiger Woods thing, where all the different women came out, and there was two radio
Ah,
personalities here. And somebody was like, somebody should make a handbook for side chicks. And one of my shoe customers called in and told them. And so they did it. And then Sean Robinson from Entertainment Tonight is from Detroit. And I think
okay.
how they found out about it. So I had to change the name to Stay in Your Place. Because at that time you couldn't
Got
say
it.
oh on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And but it was funny because I didn't have any more books, nor did I plan on printing anymore. So then Amazon emailed me like,
Yeah,
hey,
you had
people
to.
are
Mm-hmm.
looking for this book. So I put it out, but it was never supposed to be for the public. It's got my real name, it's cursing in it, it's very ignorant. I was scared to give it to my parents. I literally put it in the mailbox and called. Like, and I wrote apologies in each one. I was like,
Like,
I'm
like you have to make sure you
sorry.
get that disclaimer. Like that disclaimer, like, please forgive me. I know you
Right.
raised me. I know you raised me well, but this is
Exactly.
no, but this is a lot going on out here. It's real out here, mom and
Man,
dad. It's real out here.
my dad thought it was funny though. He thought it was
Oh, I
hilarious.
could
My
imagine.
mother was like, "You had to put your real name on it, baby." So that was how
Yeah,
it
but
was.
I'm saying, but but that was like that was like your early start. Like that was the
Right, but I
start of it.
never planned on
Yeah.
being an author. But after that
Right,
and doing the
right.
interviews,
And that's amazing.
people would ask, well, what's next? What's next? So I'm telling my business mentor at the time, and he's like, well, what's the most common thing people ask you in the store? I said, most people ask me, how did I start a business by myself so young? So that was my second book, How to Start Your Own Business. And then now I have a total, I think, 10, but some are business books, three are urban novels, and I think two are self-help. Look, it's a shame. I forget. But
No, I mean, but that's amazing, Miss Ayers. I mean, you're like a true hustler out here. Like you're really like an innovator. Like and it made me think of Nelson J. Davis. Shout out to him as well. I interviewed with him, and I was really just so like I admired, his ability to be so innovative. He sold T-shirts and during like junior high school, and even back when he was like a few years old. And he said his father took him fishing, and he asked for a soda, and his father said, "Well, you got soda money." And he went and he was selling free. He was selling, mind you, the bait was free, but he was selling the bait to other people to get soda money. So he knew right. He knew then how to acquire
Mhm.
to get the money that he needed for what he wanted. So, so the fact that you were able to just be so innovative at a time where it was the resources, like I said, was so limited, and people gravitated towards you from the shoes to the books. So, Miss Ayers, let me ask you though. Now, the no, stay in your place. That's a movie now, right? Isn't
Yes, that was my first movie.
his first movie? And so, any other books that were made to movies, like from your books, or just was that the only one made into a movie?
Rotten is based on my book,
Rotten.
Apple
Oh,
Don't Fall Too Far from the Tree.
okay. Yeah, I saw Rotten. Yes, yes. That's with the trifling mother and yes. So check out these movies. Like I said, as we talking, you guys need to be checking these movies out. Check out her books too. And what? And any other ones? Any other?
So far, those are only two.
Only two. Okay. Yeah. So so yes, make sure you check out. I have the links in the description box. So please make sure you check out this woman's work, please. All right. So now that right there, the stay in your place, that took off. And so was like when it became a movie, was it like did you do anything else in between the book and the movie? Like was there
Yeah.
anything else in
So the
between?
book ended up being a stage play first.
Oh, okay, you
So
said the play. Okay,
my
okay.
friend Melissa Talbot produced plays, and she talked me into doing a play. Um, then from the feedback from that, a few people were like, "Well, you should do a movie," and they wanted to do a movie. I didn't want to do a movie, but we're sitting around, and I'm like, I've got these friends, and everybody's saying this is sorry, something in my eye. This is what they've always wanted to do. And I thought, well, if you always wanted to do this, why haven't you guys done it? So it's almost like I just kind of became the focal point to make something happen, but it really
Mm,
wasn't for me. It was for my friends. Like I was like, oh, I never knew that. Really? Really? Like, well, what's the problem? Was how, so I'm like, all
mm,
right, let's do it. So we had no idea what we were doing. It took us 4 months to finish the movie because we only filmed on weekends, and we started in January in Michigan. So we were snowed out a lot of weekends.
mm.
Um, it was a lot, but we did. We got it done. So that was the first, and then a couple years later, I did Chocolate Kiss again with them.
Chocolate
I'm a
Kiss.
co-writer on that,
Is that
and
the one
then
with Charles? His name is Charles? What's the actor name? Charles Stevens. Is that the one with Charles Stevens? I think
now his the lead's name is Ed Donaldson.
and Donaldson. Didn't you do a movie with Charles? Maybe I'm getting mixed up. Maybe did you movie with someone named Charles Stevens or Shay? You go by Shay Stevens? No.
Oh no, I haven't worked with him. I know
Okay,
who
but
you're
you know what I'm
talking
talking about?
the
Okay.
Marvin gay guy. He played
Yes,
Marvin Gaye in the
yes,
play.
yes. Okay, yes.
He worked with Angela Dunlap.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
And so
and then
yes, okay. So you talking about Chocolate Kiss?
yeah. So that was the next one. Then Rotten, and in the last couple years, I've joint forces with Blacksmith Enterprises, and we've just been putting them out because not only now am I just writing, producing my own stuff, I am producing other content. So last year was 13 movies. The year before that, I think was 10. And I'm about to start my third this year in a couple days.
Yeah, I tell you, like the female version of Tyler Perry, you know, all these movies within yeah. So and we will get. I'm definitely will get more into that too. But so you did the play,
Mhm.
and so how did the play do?
The play did well. Played it
Okay,
well.
okay,
We had 3 sold out shows. The following year, it was selected for a playwright competition, and they
nice.
paid for everything to bring it back. So
Oh
I
wow.
recorded it because I was going to like put it on YouTube. Then
Mm,
DVDs were still out.
mm.
But then when we decided to do the movie, I just didn't do it. I didn't want them to go compete against each other.
Oh, got you. So okay, so going back, okay, so you transitioned from you working government job, and then you have the shoe business. You became a published author, and then you started to create a lane for those who wanted to build a name for themselves. You were a brand ambassador before it was a thing to be a brand ambassador, right? You did the whole marketing thing.
Mhm.
So and then you started the movies and the plays. So can you kind of overall, Miss Ayers, can you tell me like where did that come from? Like, because it had to come from somewhere. Like, when like when did you really know that this is the lane I want to stay on? 'Cause I mean, I know you still got your other businesses, but this whole thing with filmmaking, this is a lane that you remain steadfast on. So I want to know like what's keeping you here, basically.
I feel like it's opportunity. God keeps providing me with opportunities.
Amen. Yes, yes.
And a few years back, I said I wanted to start walking on faith. It wasn't even a few years back. It was like 2012, 2013. I remember everybody had their New Year's resolutions, and I wanted mine to be to walk on faith. Um, my dad had a severe stroke that left him
Mm.
paralyzed and unable to speak, and pretty
Oh,
much
mm.
not necessarily bedridden, but he couldn't
I'm
walk,
so
so he from the
sorry.
bed to the wheelchair.
I'm
So
so
coping
sorry.
with that was hard for me. I was daddy's little girl. And
Yeah.
he literally had just left home, driving, walking, and talking, and then drove to Alabama and was there a
Mm.
couple of days and had a stroke. So for him to be in another state as well,
Right, right.
was hard for me. So when it happened, I literally went to the airport with what I had on my back. I didn't pack a bag, and I get there. And so I'm there a few months. That was August. So in November, my mother turned to me one day and she's like, "You got to go home." And I'm like, "Well, what do you need?" Because mind you, they were on vacation when this happened. So I'm thinking she needs something from her house. She's
Mhm.
like, "I don't need anything." She's like, "But you've got to live your life." She's like, "This is my husband. I've got this. You
Mm.
got to go home." And
Mm.
I cried. I feel about to cry now. I was so
Mm.
devastated. Like, it's my daddy.
Yes,
Nowhere.
yes. Like, how
And
you
when
gonna keep me away from my daddy?
right,
Mhm.
you kicking me out
Yeah.
the gate. Like what?
Yeah, but that
But
was the best advice she gave you though, Miss Ayers.
when I and yes, so it's like when I got home, that's when Melissa called me and asked me about the play. And I said it was gonna be a year of yes. I'm a no girl. I'm real fast with my no. Sometimes I'm just waiting on you to finish so I can say no. Like I'll let you get your spiel.
No.
Yeah, but I'm a no girl. And so when she asked me about being in a play was the question this time, and I'm already got my no ready, and I thought you said you was gonna start saying yes, so I said yes, and that shocked her because I really am shy. So to be on stage on a stage play, so my first day of rehearsal, she introduced me as the future upcoming playwright,
Oh.
and I'm looking around like, where'd that come from?
Like, yeah, who said that?
Which was crazy. So the play I was in was April 28th. The following year, the exact same day, was Stay in Your Place. And I
Wow.
didn't realize the same date until that
Divine
play.
order.
the Facebook memories, and I'm like,
Yes.
it's the same guy.
Yes.
So from that, I've been faith walking. I've been waiting for if somebody calls, there's no more no's. Depends, but it's like, all right, let me think about it. Let me consider it. Let me do something different. Because I had been in business by myself, going into film is hard because you work with a lot of people. So I had to learn to trust, to learn to delegate, learn to not micromanage, learn to
Mhm.
depend on
Yes.
the team, learn to not try to carry the weight of the production on my shoulders. So it's been me evolving as well.
Absolutely. And how does that feel though? Don't you feel lighter?
I do.
Yes,
I
right,
do.
right.
I
That you're
do.
able to trust the process and trust others
Yes.
in the process. So
Yes.
that I know it's not easy, but I'm glad that you was
Mhm.
able to accept. And how's that been working for you?
Great. We're 20 something movies in, might be 30. I've lost count. So many people ask me, I really need to know. I'm
I'm
gonna
like, yeah,
put
how
this.
many movies? How many movies does Miss Ayers have? Like, but speaking of that, I know you have a couple of things, like you say, a couple of things coming up. The project, Way of the World. Now, is that I know is that by Stone? What's his name? Stone Watts.
That's Stony Watts.
Right. And then, but you're a part of it as well in some way,
I
right?
was a producer on that. It's a
Producer.
short film that he submitted to like all of the major film festivals
Mhm.
and
Uh,
around the corner down the hall. See, if you'd have told me, girl, I could have went and got everybody for you so you could meet everybody. But
yes.
yeah, that I don't know when it's coming out because the thing about a lot of the festivals, they don't want it streaming anywhere because they want to premiere it at
Yeah.
the festival.
Yeah. Oh no. Right. Right.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, so shout out to Emery Lawrence. He's the star of that movie. And
Yes.
then we have Woman to Woman. Woman to Woman,
Yes.
because we have to
My
talk about
latest
that.
baby.
Yes, we gotta talk about that. Because it's really been, I mean, it's been lit on Tubi.
Yes.
Ever since it streamed a couple weeks ago. It's been lit. I saw, I just I put up a clip of it in the beginning of the
Mhm.
interview. Please make sure you check it out. The link is in the description box as well. So can you please and I think you kind of, took from the whole stay in your place, those stories and stuff, and you kind of put it into this movie as well. Because I mean, you even have Barbara and Shirley, and woman to
And that
woman.
was
Yeah,
not their original names.
really? Because I would think it would be, I mean,
It
considering.
wasn't. And when I
Oh,
told
okay.
my mom just happened to call me one day and I was working and she says, "What are you working on?" And I was like, "This new script." She said, "What's the name?" I said, "Woman to Woman." She said, "Oh, like the song."
Right, right.
Mm. And so it's funny, and it's still in register then. It was like I just kept writing, and then I thought about what she said, the song. And I'm like, okay, what is the song about? Like I really couldn't remember for real, for real. So I played it and I
Oh
listened to
wow, you did. Oh my goodness, Miss Ayers, you did. Oh, I had to get a refresher.
it. Yes. And then I started laughing. I said, I should change their names to Barbara and
What was
Shirley.
their names before?
I don't even remember.
Oh, you
But it
don't.
wasn't
Oh,
Barbara
okay.
and Shirley. They had younger names. It
You say
wasn't
younger
Barbara and
names.
Shirley. Cause so that's why I changed Cynthia's name. I said, well, no, because her name was probably Mika or something. You know what I mean? I was like, I had to,
Okay, one of those. Okay,
right,
okay.
right. I had to make it look like her mother named both of them, So I ended up changing her name. But that was a great project. Just working on it just was amazing. The cast was good.
Yes, yes.
Everybody was great. Chelsea, who played Angela, actually had moved to New York, so she came back to Detroit to film
Oh,
to
to
film that
film.
role.
Wow.
It worked. Everything. I think you just said something about divine order. Sometimes things just happen.
Yes.
We had an Airbnb that counseled on us. A good
Mm.
friend of mine was like, "You can film at my house," and I was like, "What? I give out to let 20
Wow.
strangers come in your
Yeah,
house?"
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah,
So
yeah.
that
That's very
they
generous.
that big beautiful house in the movie
Wow.
is his house, and we went and filmed in. And I don't know if you saw us a video on my page the last day. The weather was nice, and I'm jokingly like, "Man, we should put some food on the grill." And my business partner Rocky,
Yeah,
he's
don't talk
like,
about grilling. Yeah, don't be breaking up grill. Don't break it up,
"Look,
queuing it
next thing
up.
I
Because
know,
somebody
food is
gonna queue it up. Yes.
right. Meat is pulling up." I was like, when did who went to the store? When did you do this?"
You ain't say nothing but a word.
It was like a family reunion. Yeah. So
Yes,
we had
yes.
a blast. We had a good time. And then Rocky's also a distributor. So when he told me they accepted for Tubi Original, I was a little disappointed on the fact that it wasn't coming out for like 5 months from the time they accepted it. So we really have been
Oh
waiting
wow. So you've been
all this.
sitting on it. Oh
Yeah.
wow. But I'm
And
liking this, because it tells you more about how this process works,
yeah.
because I'm,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm loving about some of these interviews I've been doing. It's such a blessing to get more of the inside,
Hmm.
the process, get more of the inside scoop of how it really works. And
Yeah.
sometimes that can happen to where you could start one thing and get into have it, the finished product, and then you won't see it until months or sometimes
Right.
years later.
Because they
Yeah.
just picked up another one, and it's coming out. Don't Play in My Face. It's coming out February of next year. So I'm like,
Yeah, you got a lot going on, Miss Ayers.
gotta wait till February.
Yeah, but you gotta enjoy, but just enjoy the like the fruits,
But that's
but
those two
yeah,
are my favorite of 2025. Woman to Woman and Don't Play in My
to
Face.
play my face.
So
Okay.
now I gotta wait a year almost. Just because my thing is, I've seen it, but I just want to see the
But
reaction.
just enjoy the success of Woman to Woman in the meantime, Miss Ayers. Enjoy the success of this movie and being a to be original. I mean, that's great in itself because I really appreciate the platform Tubi because like I said to other people that I had on, other Tubi actors and directors that no other platform has really given independent, especially independent filmmakers,
Mhm.
opportunity to shine and
Right.
give what they have, to give what they have to offer. And there's so much out there. So I'm so grateful for Tubi, not only to allow you guys the opportunity to present your work for us to be entertained by it, for us to consume it.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
we have to, and it's free. It's a free platform to do
Right.
it. So yes, it's such a blessing in itself. So, okay, so what other project you had the what was it? The Play in My Face, and what else is coming up in the near future?
um, Cold Feet is coming this year, and if I'm not mistaken, that's an original too. So I'm not sure of the release date, and I can't think of what else is coming out.
Okay.
That's
Well, I mean,
sad.
'cause yeah, no, it's not. I mean, because like I said, you if you like the female version of Tyler Perry, it's hard to keep up. You got so much. You got so much going on. I mean, you on set right now, so yeah. So I understand. That but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and I'm hoping that you'll come back on to promote whatever it is. You know, I would love that. I would love that. To
Yeah,
do
and you've got
that.
to get all my partners. Again, everybody from the collective. Well, actually, I'm in the studio, but I'm not filming. Tamashian Jones is filming, and he's won an Emmy before, but he's filming Verticals right now. So he's like down the hall from me, filming his
Okay.
Vertical series. Filming his Vertical series. So it's 12 talented filmmakers in the
Shout out
studio.
to Well, shout out to each and every one of you. Yes, and
Yeah.
I hope to speak to each and every one of you too. So yes, let's just keep our fingers crossed that I'll be able to have them all on my
I
platform.
can look. I'm now because I'm not really a bully, but I am a bully, but in a good way.
Okay. Oh, it's
Hi,
always in a
Mike.
good way.
Come here.
Hello.
So this is Mike Jeffers, and he has a film called Bad Day. Watch
Bad day.
it. Watch Bad Day. And what else have you done?
Untamed,
Oh,
Lies and Loyalty.
Untamed.
That
Lies.
sounds familiar. I think I saw that one.
Untamed.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That was a
it
good
sounds
one.
familiar. Yes,
And
yes.
then Lies and Loyalty, I wrote. And what else did you do?
Intimate Betrayals.
Oh, yes. It's
I
with
saw that
Prince.
one. I saw that one. Yeah, because some names, some titles I don't remember because I watched so many of them, but that one I do remember.
And he directed Rotten.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay. So, hopefully I'll be able to have you on my platform, sir. Is that a possibility?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm
I
gonna
just
hold you to
told her
that.
I was going to make all of y'all go on the show.
Yes, please.
See,
Yes.
I'm not really a
So
bully,
I
but I
walked in
am a
at the
bully.
right time. She is a bully.
Yes, but yeah, bully your way over here.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
bully your way over. Thank you, Miss
She gave me
Ayers.
permission.
Yes. Thank you, Miss Ayers. And thank you, Miss, I'm sorry, Mike.
Mike.
Mike Jeffers.
Thank you, Mr. Jeffers.
Yes, you're
You got to
welcome. Nice
watch
to meet
Bad
you.
Day tonight, though.
Bad day.
Bad
Okay,
Day.
absolutely. Yeah, but thank you so much. That's awesome. I mean, like I said, these are two, ladies and gentlemen, these are two um Black filmmakers, and I don't want to keep saying, I don't want to use the race thing, filmmakers that are, yeah, because I want to keep using, yeah, playing that race card. I don't want to do that. But
Aw.
I mean, it's a sense of, I know it's a sense of pride and all, but they're filmmakers nonetheless. So please support their work. Please support their projects, please. Like I said, everything's gonna be in the description box. So Miss Ayers, I want to have some fun with you. Um,
Uh-oh.
all right. So I want us to do a little bit of this or that.
Here they come, yo. Here they come.
Yeah.
That's my song.
Yeah, everybody love what I do. Everybody loves that. Oh, and I tell you, I love the reaction that I get. I love it. Yeah, but Miss Ayers, so this or that. So I'm going to come up with random stuff,
Uh-oh.
and you
Let me
can't
put my
plead the fifth.
glasses on so I can look smart.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can't plead the fifth. You can't choose both, one or the other.
Ugh.
This or that. All right. So I know you worked with a lot of people, especially in the 2B space, and I'm going to really be messy now on a few of these. Okay, so Crystal the doll or Kiva Albritton. Are you familiar with those actresses?
Yes.
Crystal the doll or Akiva McBride. I'm gonna go. Please forgive me.
I
I'm
like
mispronouncing your name.
both.
I told you. I told you I was going to start with you. I was going to start. So
That's
yeah,
a
but
hard
yes,
one.
yeah, I know, and we love them. We love them both. We understand. You love them both, and but it's me. I said it. I put
Okay.
I put her on the spot.
Crystal.
It was me. It was me. Crystal.
Crystal.
Okay, and shout out to them both, but shout out to Crystal the doll. That's one of my top. Okay, I want to tell you real quick before I continue. My top five, because I already gave my top five to be actors in one of my interviews with DC Chambers. Shout out to him. And so my top actresses is Crystal the doll, Mena Moreau, Sierra Angelia, Nunu Thurman, and I'll keep okay. Please forgive me, girl. No, please. I'm sorry.
Just say
Oh,
Kiva.
Brittany. Akiva.
Just say
Akiva.
Kiva.
Kiva. Yeah, so those are
Mhm.
my five. Oh, those are my top five to be
That's a
actresses.
good top five. I just wrapped a movie with Nunu.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Wait
Nunu.
until you see Nunu next year. I hope it comes. No, it's coming out this year. Heart of a Woman.
Oh, okay. All right. Duly
Get your
noted.
tissue
I'll watch
ready.
just about anything Nunu is on. Nunu, I've contacted you. I reached out to you, Nunu. Reach back, please, ma'am. Please,
I'll
ma'am.
text her
Reach me
for
back.
you. I
Thank
told you I
you.
can
I
make it
appreciate it.
happen. You want
Yes.
me to bully
Bully
her?
her too. Yes. Please bully Nunu. But give all the bullying you can to Miss Nunu. I will love her hair
I sure
with her
will.
cute self. Yes. So back to the this or that. Um, um, uh, Cantaloupes or honeydew.
Cantaloupes.
Alrighty. Nelson J. Davis or Lamaster Spratlin.
Detroit. I gotta go with Lee.
Oh, you biased. You
Yep.
biased.
Yep.
Yeah,
The,
shout out
the
to them.
Dirty D. Gotta go with Detroit.
Speaking of that, the Dirty D or the Dirty A?
I haven't been able to watch the Dirty A.
Okay. Okay, so
But
scratch
the
that one.
Dirty D had me locked in.
Of course, me too. I'm waiting
I
for
was
the
locked.
come back. But scratch that one then, since you didn't see the other one. Scratch that one then. Okay, I'm gonna do another one. Okay, so And that this is I'm gonna get you again. Eric Eric B and Rakim or Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince.
Okay.
That's a hard one.
I told you I was gonna get you. All right, and
That's a
so
hard one.
here go another one. Miss Ayers, you ready? This is gonna go next one. Woman to woman or right man, wrong woman. A wrong woman, right man.
That's not fair.
Am I supposed to be playing fair?
That's not fair. I like both. Then you pick my two favorites.
Of course. I would have to, that's what I said. It wouldn't be
I'm gonna say
good
woman to
game.
woman because it's the latest.
Right, and it's popping. Yeah, I get it. I mean, good choice. It's popping right now.
Yeah.
But both watch both, you guys. Watch both movies. Woman to woman
Both
and
of
right
them.
man, wrong woman.
Both of them.
Streaming right now. Yes. Red velvet cake or carrot cake?
Oh, my two favorite cakes. Do you know me? What? That's crazy.
That's your two favorite ones, like favorite, like real. Oh wow,
Wow, that's crazy. I'm gonna go with carrot only because some people don't know how to make real red velvet.
You're right. You are so right about that. That is
It'll
so
be
true.
too chocolatey or whatever it is that
Or
they
too
do.
dry.
Can't really
Yeah.
mess up the carrot.
Yes, you're so right. I
But
so
it's
agree.
gotta have that perfect cream cheese
Yes.
icing, though.
Yes, you're right. I agree totally with you. So you going with red velvet?
I'm gonna go with carrot.
Oh, carrot. Okay, okay. All right. And speaking of vegetables, make sure you have your vegetables now. Carrots or celery?
Carrots.
Oh, okay, okay.
Carrot.
All right. So garlic powder, garlic powder or God, I just had it in my head. Garlic powder or paprika.
Garlic powder.
And macaroni and cheese or cheese and macaroni. There's a difference. Macaroni and cheese and cheese and macaroni.
What's the difference?
The difference is, macaroni and cheese is like the real home cooked, and then you have cheese macaroni in the box. Back in the day, chop up some franks and cheese macaroni in the box. That used to. I'm saying, Miss Ayers, the cheese macaroni in the box used to hit back. It used to hit. It used to hit.
No, it never hit.
It never hit for you. Never.
No.
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 But it hit for me. I'm sorry. I mean, it hit for me. So let me go. Okay, let me do another. Let me do another one. She said, "Oh no,
No.
it never hit. Nah. Okay, so
The real macaroni.
Okay, but no, I'm gonna go. Let me
Look, baked in the oven.
Okay. Well, okay. So baked macaroni or macaroni salad.
Baked macaroni.
You still be baked. Okay. You still. He's like, "It never hit. That never hit."
No,
all right.
The box never hit.
Okay. So, are you a drinker?
Not really.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I just got a new drink though.
What's that?
It's called Blue Hawaiian. It's in a bottle. One of the guys here
That sounds familiar.
gave me some of it. And it was so good. Oh, Mike.
Okay. Well, speaking of, okay. All right. So let me give you. I want to give you a good one. It's my last one. I want to make the last one count. All right. So Miss Ayers.
So
I'm gonna go back a little bit.
or tequila.
No, I'm gonna. Okay, no, I'm gonna make this good one. All right. So I'm gonna take you a little bit. I'm gonna take you back a little bit. All right. The Four Tops or the Temptations.
The Temptations.
All right. Good.
Detroit.
Yeah, good job. Oh, okay. Sound, of course. Motown. All right. You came to play, Miss Ayers. So thank you so much for playing with me on this or that. But now I want to ask these two questions before we wrap up. And I always enjoy the answers that I receive from these particular questions. So this one is, if you had the opportunity to have 5 people at the seating table, dead or alive, who would they be and why? I need the why for each one.
Mm. They will all be family members. My brother, because I feel he left too soon.
Yeah, yes.
Uh, my dad, because I love my daddy.
Yeah, your daddy. That's your daddy's.
Uh, this is gonna sound cold. Can I get one more seat?
No. No.
My maternal grandparents.
So one each. So that's
My
on that's 3 and 4.
on my mother's side, yeah, that's 3 or 4, and my paternal grandfather.
Why the maternal grandparents? You didn't give me the why for those.
They were so knowledgeable. I really wish I had listened more to like my grandmother's story, her life events and things. My grandfather knew the Bible backwards and forwards,
Mm,
like the back of his hand. I wish I could spend more time with him learning. My dad's father was killed when I was 12 or 13 years old, and we were really close, and I just would like to get to know him better and get to know more. But I
nice.
love you, Grandma Eunice.
Mm, yeah.
Since
Lady all rest in
I
peace.
didn't get an extra seat for my other
No,
grandma.
mm-mm,
I don't
no.
know, but I need her to come back so I can get her cooking recipes.
Right, wouldn't that be a blessing? Yeah.
Man, that lady could cook.
Yeah, so that's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Miss Ayers.
Mhm.
Now, this question that I love so dearly. This is taken from the late great James Lipton from Inside the Actor Studio.
Mhm.
So, Tonja, Shoelady Ayers, if you when you enter into the pearly gates, what would you want God to say?
I'm so silly. My first thought was, "Hey."
Right. Oh, please. I gotten some responses. Yeah, you'd be
Like,
surprised.
I'm thinking a high five. You
Like,
made
hi,
it,
hey,
girl.
hey, girl. No, nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. Because I think we all want God to, welcome us and be like, hey, like
Right. I
I mean,
need my hug. Just
like I give
welcome
you,
me.
I'm like, look, I hope you'll say, like, I've given you all this grace all this time. So just come on in here.
Mhm.
Come on in here,
Look,
I've been giving you all this grace and mercy. And
I'm
you
gonna be
know,
the one talking.
right?
Thank you.
Yeah, like okay, I mean, hopefully, by you enter in these gates and you get it together, right? At this point, you get it together. You've been screwing up here on this earth, but I hope you get it together on the other side.
Mhm.
So hopefully, hopefully, God will receive us both in that aspect, right?
Right.
But Miss Ayers, do you have any final words for us?
Watch woman to woman.
Watch woman, woman.
Oh, and what
Yes,
else you say? Right man, wrong woman. God forgives, I don't was my first to be original.
yes, yes. That. Oh, I remember that one. Miss Ayers, you did that one too.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yes. Oh, please
Yeah.
watch that one because it really goes into um actual assault towards children and how parents, you know, some parents respond to that. So yes, watch that, please. It may be triggering for some folks, but yeah, watch that movie, please. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know you did that one. I watched
Mhm.
that a while back too. I watched that a while back.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a couple years ago, but that was my first co-thing that I did with Rocky and his wife and Blacksmith Enterprises. And that was again one of those tests that's stepping out, doing something different because I've always been the shoe lady solo. So now to jump in with other people who are already a team and husband and wife, so
Yes, yes.
but now here we are with 3 years later with our own studio. And again, I don't even know how many movies it's been since we've come together. I know it's at least 20.
Oh wow, that is amazing, Miss Ayers. I think, and that's why this is the reason why I'm so honored to have you on. I mean, you are one of the powerhouses of film. So I
Thank
just wanted to
you.
make sure that I reached out, and I'm so glad that you accepted my invite. And let me ask you though, what made you decide to accept my invite? I'm curious.
Because you asked.
Oh, oh, mm, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Because all right.
I'm like, you could ask anybody. You
Yeah,
asked
yeah,
me.
absolutely.
You
Yeah,
chose me, and I
yes.
appreciate that. And
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, what's it gonna hurt to take some time out, for someone who reaches out to you to
Yes.
contacts you. So I've never been that type where I've known other filmmakers. Well, how many followers do they have, or how
Right,
many
yes.
days do they have? You never know. Your interview may boost their followers. It's
Yeah,
some reason,
yeah,
it's some purpose.
yeah.
Going back to divine order for us to come.
Yes,
We don't know what may come of this.
yes. And this has been such
Uh,
a blessing for me. I enjoyed this. I hope you did too. I
that's why
hope
when
that
you mention to
yes.
others, you want to talk to them, I'm gonna make them talk to you.
Yeah, that's right. Make them talk to that's right.
I
You better
will.
yeah. Yes, yes. Handle your billion business, Miss AS. Handle your business. Yes, that's right. But I do appreciate that because you didn't have to, but you had the desire to because I asked, and so that alone is just that is so precious to me, and I'm so humbled by it. So thank you so
Yeah,
much, ladies and gentlemen. This is Toj, Tanja,
Tanja.
Tanja, the shoe lady. Ayers, y'all. Give it up for y'all. Thank
Thank
you so much.
you.
And I just wish you many blessings. And I just hope that it just goes up from there because I still feel like you still got so much to work to do. I could just see it. I could feel it. You got so much going on right now, but you got more headed. So I thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your journey as well. I really,
Aw,
I really do.
thank you. Thanks for reaching out.
Yeah, no, thank you. And thank you for being here. And watch my other interviews. I'm gonna have some of your other peers as well in the next couple of weeks. So look out for them.
Okay.
Yeah, we just Crystal Monique said she came in. She came in. I don't know if you saw me typing. I was looking down the keyboard because I was actually
Mhm.
DMing her to come here to watch you on this
Oh,
interview.
okay.
Yeah, so shout out to Crystal Monique. She's the star, one of the stars, woman to woman with the blonde hair, laid,
Yeah.
just laid. That's one of the things that got my attention with
She's
the
in my movie.
unit.
She's
Yeah,
in Money Over Everything, but the and which is streaming now. But she's in the one they just picked up. Don't Play in My Face. That's coming out
I
next.
okay, yes, yes. So shout out to Crystal Monique. She, like I
Yeah.
said, she was doing a woman to woman, doing with the blonde hair, just laid, just that unit was just laid. I enjoyed
Yeah,
that.
that's Shirley. They hated Shirley.
Yes, so Miss Ayers, thank you so much. I know you have a lot of work to do, and I really hope you feel better.
Thank you.
All
Thank you.
right,
I
you have a good
appreciate it.
one.
All righty, you too.
All right.
Bye.
Yes, that is the shoe lady in the building. So I thank her for just coming on. Like I said, I'm still humble, and I'm thank you so much for those who stayed on during the live in real time. Those who was looking in the bushes, those please catch the replay and just make sure that you support this woman's work. She has so much because she's a legend in this. She's not new to this; she's true to this. You may not have heard of her, you may not have heard her name, but she has already made a name for herself. So please make sure you support this woman as well as all the other filmmakers, especially on Tubi, and especially on independent spaces because it's not easy to put stuff out there, especially on your own dime. So please make sure you support these filmmakers. All of Miss Ayers links are going to be in my description box. Please make sure that you start binge watching. Make sure that you tune in and make sure that you keep yourself abreast to what all she has going on because she has a lot of projects coming up. So please make sure that you are aware. Keep yourself abreast. So I want to thank her so much for just giving us a surface level of her journey from working from the government to her, selling her shoes until that became a warehouse for her to sell her shoes. If she became the shoe lady, and also became a published author, and also a award winning filmmaker. So just having that journey, share with me, that's a blessing in itself. So in the meantime, I want you to just do what my girl Tamara says, and
comment and share. Don't make you aware. Faith is the substance.
have a good one.